Okay, I'm Bob Chickering. I'm the ground guy. I usually don't wear a tie. I usually wear Tyvek. So if you have a question that comes up on an issue that's on the ground that you need to know if we can help you with or not, you can talk to me. If it's a science question, you're going to talk to Michael Goldfield or Vladimir Gorin here, who are the smart guys in the group. So what I'm going to do today is run very quickly through a bunch of stuff related to this industry. I'm going to talk about a series of products that come under the brand name of Excel or Excel Clean, all of which are safe, all of which are non-toxic, all of which outperform their competitors, whether they're toxic or not. Each product in that category, and there are several, is a blend of surfactants and proteins. And I'm going to let Michael cover the science on that for you. Each product will energize the forces of nature to accelerate the cleanup first and then the decontamination of man-made environmental pollution. Some of the applications are the oil industry, the oil contamination cleanup, ship, tanker, and barge cleaning, ground, sand, and soil remediation, ocean and fresh water treatment, wastewater plants, sewer systems, freshwater plant treatments, odor control, and even agriculture and root growth. I'm not going to discuss all of these today, but it gives you an idea of the technology. So let's go right to its effects and look at petroleum cleanup and contamination cleanup. And I'm going to take you back to 2010, Port Fourchon, Louisiana. Everybody else went to CNN and ABC and everything else with their ideas, and I picked up 2 cases of products, and we took a couple of guys and we went down to Port Fourchon when the oil spill happened, and we just started work on the ground. We wound up being the only new product approved by Unified Command because we worked up from the ground. Everybody else was out there yelling about how great the product was and how it worked. In this particular instance is where we got our start. This is Port Fourchon. These 6 guys were cleaning an oil separator, and 3 of them, not these guys, but 3 people had gone to the hospital that morning because the pH on that product was 13.8. One got in his eyes, one inhaled it, one got it on his skin and burned it. So we said, give us the next oil separator that comes in, which was right behind it on the pallets actually. So these 6 men took 2 hours and were working their butts off. With Excel Clean, we did it with 2 men and a half an hour and never touched it with a rag. It got perfectly clean. They were able to take it right back on the ships. We subsequently cleaned that barge in the background, which was scheduled in for a 38-day cleaning. We did it in 7 with non-toxic products. In Alabama, they were cleaning the beach with this machine, and they stopped them because they were using a toxic product, and they wouldn't let them use it on the beach anymore. This is Orange Beach, Alabama. With our product, we took that sand, and it was about a 3% contamination level, and in 3 minutes and 14 seconds, the hydrocarbon was 0 detect. Let's go to ship tank cleaning. We clean ships all over. This company happens to be in Singapore. The issue with the ships is these cargo holds need to be cleaned because they're carrying, say, a light cargo from a light oil from Oman or the Gulf, and they're taking it over to Singapore and they're picking up a palm oil. So they have to be cleaned to methanol standards. There's 14 containers on the ship. It takes 4 days with a toxic product, fully suited and masked personnel. We got involved with a 1% dilution of our product in water. We cleaned that ship in 1 day. That means the ship is 3 days more off the outer port on this side and 3 days more outer port on this side. We have some brochures for you on this that they published in Singapore. And the profitability of this company went up 93% because of that. On average, on ship cleaning, on labor savings, on everything else, our average reduction in cleaning time on labor is 50%. Our average reduction in total cost is therefore roughly 60% because the chemical cost so little compared to that. And for example, we clean all of the ovens in Walmart because it's a food-grade safe product. So we saved Walmart, by their calculations, 330,000 man-hours a year. We're now doing Kroger, and we're just starting on KFC. So to do all that, you need some certifications. So I wanted to run through those certifications quickly. Excel and Excel Clean products are all non-toxic to human, animal, marine life, and ecosystems. It has NSF Standard 60 certification for treatment of drinking water. It is received the IMO and International Maritime Organization certification, all of which require different kinds of toxicity tests and so forth. We have received U.S. Coast Guard approval, and now the IMO has taken over that. And it was approved by Deepwater Horizon MC-252, which is a Gulf spill. We also did the Michigan oil spill, and we also did the Chicago energy spill. Excel Clean and DWD and Excel Clean SWA are both listed on the National Contingency Plan with the EPA for emergency response. And Excel Clean products contain only those products which are FDA food safe, or go to Walmart. Now let's look at long-term effects, bioremediation. Let's look at hydrocarbon. This is a Southern California company where we're dealing with oil refinery sludge. The problem here is the compliance level is 500 ppm. The items they were using had gotten it to 30,000 ppm with an unknown time frame to fit there. Our product brought that within compliance to was actually 382 in 42 days. In another test in an oil refinery, and this happens to be groundwater, we tested it against TPHs and MTBEs. The TPH level was 95 milligrams per liter, and the MTBE was 28 milligrams per liter. In a 90-day test in this case, we decreased it to below detect on hydrocarbons, and the MTBE went to 0.13. It doesn't matter what the contaminant is. This is PAHs. The time frame might vary slightly, but depending on the circumstances and the degree of pollution. Here it is in PAHs, here it is in toluene and BTEX. There's a 98 and 97% reductions, and so forth. And in petroleum water, and this is two samples of different water we picked up in Port Fourchon from different areas where the contamination was fairly high. And you can see in one case it dropped it down in the 21-day time frame to by 83%, in another instance by 74%. In water and freshwater treatment, one of the interesting things is we do sewer lines and wastewater plants. We prefer to do sewer lines because one of our really good attributes in all the things we apply to is odor. Right here in Long Beach, for example, this is a test we did back in 2005, in which the two slides on the left are the pre-slides, one at the point of entry and one downstream about a half a mile. We actually scoured that sewer line, and you can actually see the same pieces of grease where the flow of the sewer reached, and then it scoured the bottom, and where it didn't reach, it didn't clean the grease, obviously. Average odor control, 99.5%. We do the in air phase and about 50% in liquid phase. The reason for that is that we control the biofilm. Eliminate the biofilm in oil refinery sites and sewer lines and so forth. If you eliminate the biofilm, there is no H2S to be able to be formed, so therefore it doesn't form. So in Washington, D.C., for example, we do all the sewer lines in Washington, D.C. now, and their average H2S is